Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're driving through downtown Kingston and we're going to talk about building a new prison in Jamaica. Now on the left is the Tower Street Correctional Facility, one of the largest and oldest prisons in Jamaica. But its location, it's on the Kingston Harbour. Across the road you can see is the Kingston Harbour. This is prime real estate in Jamaica. Now, around this building, you have high-rise buildings going up. Around the prison, I should say. Billions being spent to build. Billions being spent on infrastructure developments like buildings, etc. This prison is very old, and there has been a lot of discussion about removing it from here and building a new prison somewhere else. So we're going to go through an article that gives more information on this. And guys, let us know what you think. Leave your comments in the section below. Located in the heart of downtown Kingston, the Tower Street Prison sits on land that is among the most commercially viable in the capital. Surrounded by waterfront property, cultural sites, and redevelopment projects, this location could be transformed into residential towers, cultural centers, office complexes, or tourism infrastructure. Based on comparable land values in Kingston's business district, the property could be worth over 2 billion Jamaican dollars depending on zoning and redevelopment plans. Now, just to pause here. In Florida, they recently opened an immigration prison in the middle of the Everglades, in the middle of swamp land. And look at where Jamaica has its prison. Marquis was built a long time ago, but it's built across from a harbor, the Kingston Harbor. Guys, what do you think? Do you think this location, the prison should be moved to a different location and this land developed? Okay, now we're going to continue. Spanish Town, once Jamaica's capital, has been undergoing slow but steady urban development. The land occupied by the St. Catherine Prison could be repurposed for housing, retail, or educational facilities, especially given its proximity to major transportation corridors. Estimates place the land value in the hundreds of millions of Jamaican dollars, with the potential to increase significantly as infrastructure improves. Both properties, if sold or redeveloped through public-private partnerships, could become key anchors in Jamaica's urban revitalization strategy. Not only would this bring in revenue, but it could also spark job creation and improve the visual and functional landscape of Kingston and Spanish Town. The debate over prison construction in Jamaica cannot be divorced from the broader context of justice reform and national development. For too long, the correctional system has been neglected, treated as an afterthought in the criminal justice pipeline. But prisons are not isolated buildings, they are institutions that reflect society's values. While building a new facility is undoubtedly costly, estimated at 8 to 10 billion Jamaican dollars or more, the government stands to recoup some of that investment through strategic use of land currently occupied by the old prisons. The Jamaican prison system has long grappled with poor conditions, but the situation is especially dire as two of the largest institutions, Tower Street, also known as General Penitentiary, was built in the 19th century and designed to house around 650 inmates. It currently accommodates well over 1,700 prisoners, more than 2 times its intended capacity. The St. Catherine Adult Correctional Facility, built for about 850 inmates, has often held over 1,300 individuals. Both facilities suffer from deteriorating buildings, poor sanitation, outdated security infrastructure, and a lack of space for rehabilitation activities. Conditions are so cramped in some cells that inmates are forced to take turns sleeping or etc. These environments foster illness and hopelessness, undermining any efforts at meaningful rehabilitation. Local and international human rights organizations have raised alarms for years, urging the government to take steps towards reform. Acknowledging these issues, Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Minister of National Security have repeatedly highlighted the need for a new modern correctional facility. Various plans have been proposed since 2015, including a now shelved British funded proposal, as well as more recent local initiatives. The most comprehensive plan to date envisions a multi-billion-dollar high-security prison complex built on approximately 300 acres in the Heartlands area of St. Catherine. The facility would feature modern cell blocks, mental health units, a medical center, juvenile and female wings, and rehabilitation workshops. Construction is expected to begin within the next few years, depending on budget allocation and final approvals. Alright guys, that's the end of the update article. So let us know what you think. Leave your comments in the section below. Alright guys, have a good day.